My name is Jenna. A short, simple name, yet it carries a sense of indescribable mystery. My parents, both renowned lawyers, were highly respected in society. Our house was the epitome of success. Luxury cars parked neatly in the garage, a meticulously manicured garden, and a kitchen filled with modern appliances that I often didn't even know how to use. But to me, that house was nothing more than a cage, a gilded one, sparkling on the outside, but hollow and cold within. Family dinners often lacked my parents because of their endless meetings. I was accustomed to sitting alone at the vast dining table, where the clinking sound of cutlery against plates echoed eerily in the silence. My parents, John and Lily, were not like typical parents. By day, they were sharp lawyers, defending individuals whom society shunned. They called it a mission for justice. But I often wondered if justice had to be accompanied by cold gazes and judgmental eyes. By night, they transformed into avid collectors, immersed in the world of rare action figures, a peculiar passion I never understood. Evenings in the house were often engulfed in an unsettling silence. The sound of my pencil scratching on paper was the only noise that echoed between the four walls, aside from the occasional arguments from the secret room. My mother would insist it was a counterfeit. My father would stubbornly declare it authentic. I would simply sit in a corner, alone with my sketchbook in hand. My life changed one evening when I should have felt complete joy. It was the day I received my first art award. Friends around me raised their glasses in celebration. But strangely, amid the lively party, I felt an overwhelming loneliness, as if everyone's joy couldn't quite reach me. That was when I saw her, Bella. She didn't resemble anyone in the room, as though the world's existence had little to do with her. I was drawn to her, not for her appearance, but for her enigmatic aura. Fate, or perhaps a cruel twist of it, arranged for Bella to be seated right next to me in class a few weeks later. At first, Bella maintained her distant attitude, as if an invisible wall separated us, one she had no intention of breaking down. But gradually, through brief conversations about assignments or personal interests, that wall began to crack. Bella was unpredictable. She was unlike any friend I'd ever had. Friends who were always cautious or said only what they thought I wanted to hear. One day, when I showed Bella the comics I'd drawn in an old sketchbook, she stared at them for a long time before suddenly saying,
"Jenna, you should send these to a publisher."
I laughed nervously, shaking my head. Nobody cares about these drawings. It's just a hobby. But Bella wouldn't accept that answer.
Don't let fear stop you. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain.
Her determination left me no choice but to try. Hesitant, I followed Bella's advice and sent off my first manuscript. I didn't expect much, but then the unimaginable happened. A few months later, I received a response from a major publisher. Not only did they love my work, but they also offered me a contract worth $2 million. I couldn't believe my eyes. At school, people started paying attention to me. I was no longer the quiet girl living in her own shadow. For the first time, I felt seen, as though the world had finally opened its arms to me. One evening, I brought the contract home, brimming with excitement. I placed it on the table and spoke to them, trying to contain my exhilaration. But my parents merely glanced at it.
That nice?
My mother said, before returning to polish a new toy in their glass cabinet. My father said nothing, his expression as indifferent as if I'd handed him a grocery receipt. It felt like my entire world collapsed. I left the room, my eyes burned with tears. One day, when Bella and I were happily playing in my mom's secret room, she accidentally dropped a rare toy. When she heard the sound of it breaking, my mother immediately rushed into the room, her eyes red with anger.
"What have you done?"
My mother yelled, her voice full of fury. She didn't even look at me, only focusing on scolding Bella.
"That toy is worth more than you. Don't you dare break it."
When I saw Bella bow her head, her eyes moist with tears of humiliation, I couldn't bear it any longer. I stood up abruptly and yelled at my mother, my voice choked with resentment. You are the worst parents. You value inanimate objects more than your own daughter. My mother just stood there, saying nothing, but I could see the disappointment in her eyes. Bella quietly stood up and walked out of the house, her eyes filled with tears. Afterward, Bella and I began to dig deeper into my family. At first, I didn't think anything of it, assuming it was just a harmless hobby. But when we found strange documents hidden in my parents' closet, everything started to feel off. Bella immediately suspected there was a smuggling operation, and she was certain about it. The more we uncovered, the clearer it became that something was definitely wrong, even though I didn't want to accept it. The feeling of being deceived and betrayed by my own parents was overwhelming. It felt as though everything around me was falling apart. The secrets they had been hiding not only hurt me emotionally, but could also involve illegal activities I could never have imagined. Despite the pain, I couldn't accuse my parents, but Bella couldn't stay silent. She reported it to the police. They came to search our house, but found no evidence. Instead, they damaged many valuable toys, making my parents furious. It was at that moment that Bella revealed the truth. My parents were not only smugglers, but they were also the lawyers who had caused her father to be wrongfully imprisoned. Bella admitted that she had initially befriended me just to get revenge. I felt like the world was collapsing. Betrayed by both my family and my best friend, I didn't know what to do next. After everything that happened, I decided to leave home, despite the pain. Living in a family full of instability and lacking peace made me realize I couldn't stay attached to the past. My parents tried to fix their mistakes and clear Bella's father's name, but I couldn't live in their shadow anymore. I needed to break free from this endless cycle, even if it meant leaving everything behind. I began planning a new life, one of freedom, focusing on art. I found comfort in every brushstroke, each line helping me heal. Art became my escape, a way to express long-suppressed emotions. Each painting marked a step in my journey to find myself again. Life began to take on new meaning. Even without my parents, though many challenges remained. A year later, when my life had stabilized, I ran into Bella. She apologized with regret, and I realized I was ready to forgive. Not because of her apology, but because I had learned to let go. The past couldn't be changed, and I no longer wanted to live in old wounds. Forgiveness became the key to peace. Life isn't perfect, but strength comes from overcoming challenges. Art helped me heal, and friendship opened a brighter world for me. No matter where you come from, no matter how many challenges you face, remember that you always have the right to paint your own story with the colors you choose.